Hey guys, this is George Kapernaros from Yocto, and today I'm breaking down Everyday Doses funnel. Now, if you don't know Everyday Dose, they are a D2C darling, so probably you're living under a rock. They have amazing retention. In fact, they often come up in conversations with us. As a lifecycle marketing agency, people often tell us, hey, you know what Everyday Dose does? Can we apply the same playbook? Like, can we have the same style or tactics that they use? And the thing is, they do a lot of things brilliantly. Now, you are in luck because you landed on this video and I'm gonna break it all down for you, right? Like I'm gonna show you the ads, funnels, the landing pages, the emails, everything. So make sure you subscribe because this is literally the only channel in the world that shows you the playbooks that the best brands use. As always, we've put together a Miro board for you. It includes everything, the ads, the funnels, like there's a collection of emails that you might want to check out. Obviously, if you got access to this, just DM me. I'm going to happily give it to you, or make sure you comment on this video. You're going to get it. It's very, very simple. Now, let's begin. The way I like to start is by looking at ads library. And what we can see is that they're currently having 240 active ads. Those are active ads, which immediately tells you that this is a very mature direct consumer company, right? Like they're not fooling around, they're testing at high volume, they're constantly pumping out new creative. And the interesting thing is about Everyday Dose that they're very much experts, probably at the top in the world range, like top 10 maybe, in terms of how they structure their offers. And to show you this, I'm gonna show you some of the ads that they use. Specifically, I'm recording this during the Black Friday week, so you will see this is Black Friday theme. So let's take a look.
You said it was too expensive, so for Black Friday, we answered. 61% off our functional coffee. Not enough? Fine. We threw in a whole box of free gifts, a free probiotic creamer, and free shipping. Still not enough? Okay, we're putting real money in some of our boxes. So you could open up your box to find $100 in cash completely free. Our functional coffee tastes like a refreshing cold brew, is lab tested for purity, and it delivers real health benefits that you can feel, like elevated focus, lasting energy, reduced bloating, and healthier skin. It ships extremely fast right to your door, and it comes with a 45-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to worry about. It's delicious, ready in 30 seconds, and with this deal, an absolute no-brainer. This Black Friday deal is a little too generous and will probably sell out very fast. So make sure you grab some for yourself because this only happens once a year. You said it was too expensive, so for Black Friday, we answered. 61% off our...
This is what you call value stacking, right? Like they have the discount and they have the bonuses and then it keeps on going. And they even presumably give you free money. Like there's a chance that you will get like $100, basically a refund to your order completely, which is, again, very hard to say no to, right? Like they try to make it as much as a no-brainer as they can. And let's take a look at one more ad.
Seeing the wrong Black Friday season sales. Everyone's out here yelling 20% off like it's still 2015. Meanwhile, we went full chaos. We dropped the world's best functional coffee 61% off down to $25. Then we tossed in a free probiotic creamer because why not? And someone on our team said, let's refund 100 random orders. And another said, cool, let's hide $100 cash in 30 boxes. At this point, we're basically paying people to drink better coffee. So if you're looking for a normal Black Friday season deal, keep scrolling. If you want the one everyone will be talking about, it's right here. Grab yours before it's gone because this deal won't last. You're seeing the wrong Black Friday season sales.
So they are not just refunding orders, they are also adding the bill. It's two separate things. And it is obviously like for a brand at this scale, it's like not that huge of a financial investment, right? Like they do have the budget, it's a very big company. But the way it sounds is exciting and gets people like interested and like drives more attention. It feels basically exactly as they say, way more valuable than the regular 20% off that a lot of brands default to. Let's take a look at this.
Our Black Friday sale has just begun, which means every day for the next 30 days, one person is going to find a $100 bill in their starter kit for completely free. Haley won yesterday, and today it could be you. But that's not all. 100 people will get their orders fully refunded. But it doesn't stop there because we're also throwing in our brand new probiotic creamer for completely free. This is the best creamer on the market, loaded with probiotics, collagen, and A2 milk powder. Plus, it only has 4 grams of sugar. How could I forget? Every order also gets the VIP starter kit for completely free. This is $169 worth of value for just $25. This is the most insane deal we have ever run. We only have a very select amount of these to give out, so make sure you get yours before it's gone, because I think this one's going to go fast. Our Black Friday sale has just begun.
Okay, so I think we've got the idea. It's basically different ways to execute on the same concept, which is that this is an incredible offer and it keeps stacking value over and over and over again until you say, okay, like maybe I should give this a try. it's really looking like a great value to me. Now, the thing with this, and what many people don't realize, is that how you acquire people also determines how you should retain them. And we're going to talk about this separately. But assuming that you click through one of those ads, you land on this page and you see this pop-up. This pop-up, I've seen it before at this point. It's collecting data. It's what we recommend also to our clients, like pre-engagement screen, claim, share what problem you're looking to solve. You can use this data as people subscribe to your brand and then like potentially target them separately. Everyday Dose is a brand that has enough volume where this would be justified. If you are a smaller brand, you don't necessarily need to start by personalizing the first few emails. Having said this, what you should know is that people do convert shortly after they sign up. So every increase you can have in those very first touch points can potentially be quite impactful, because that's when people are most likely to purchase anyway, right? So you will give your email and then of course they will collect SMS and eventually you're gonna land on this page. Now, first call out. This is a very big company, yet take a look at what they sell. They have Coffee Plus, Medium Roast, and then Matcha Plus. And all of those are essentially kits, right? Like it's ways to start being subscribed to their product. They don't have 1,000 SKUs. They don't have products that will, I guess, be cross-sold later on. No, they have one. And when I say one, I mean 3, but they have few is what I'm saying. Offers that are very optimized and can work at scale. And the lesson here is that you don't need 1,000 products. You don't need 1,000 funnels. You don't need to keep adding products in hopes that, oh, people stop purchasing this one product, so I'll sell them this other product. No, you only need one that works extremely effectively, preferably in a recurring subscription the way they do. And then you should optimize the hell out of it so that it scales. But let's take a look at this main page, because there's tons of learnings on this page alone. I'm going to break this in 2 parts. I'm going to start from the top to the bottom, and I'm going to call out all of the conversion related elements. And then we're going to go deeper into what creates retention, because those, even though they are connected, they are sometimes not quite identical. So they start by calling out the offer, right? Like Black Friday, 61% off, free gifts, free creamer, 30 cash winners, 100 orders refunded, basically enforcing the offer that they made on the ad in a very clean way. There's immediate social proof. 94,000 reviews is a lot of reviews, and it pulls it down here. You can like filter, you can see, you can like have media by ratings, popular topics. They are using reviews correctly, to make a long story short. Then they have clinician's choice, which basically does what? It allows you to see reviews by experts. So they're in a way borrowing the authority of those clinicians. And you can basically see what those say as well. And then they don't have like what you would call a regular product description. It's more of a headline, really, right? Like it's like a call to action, even not even a headline. Get 30 servings, a free creamer, bonus gifts, plus a chance to be one of 30 cash winners, or have your order fully refunded. It's a very strong headline, I'd say, right? Like if you are interested in the product. And then it has like the briefest of descriptions in terms of what is actually this product. Obviously, the company is big enough that they can get away with this. Typically, you want to like explain a little bit more about what your product is. But in this case, it's a big company, they have a lot of awareness, and frankly, it's a simple product also. So here they have their pricing. It's done like in a very simple way, big discount, crossed out number. You see the savings very easily. Then they make it real by telling you how much it costs per serving, and then it feels like really inexpensive. Review down here, 68 winners fully refunded for their order. Now I'm gonna call them out on this. They're testing multiple pages, and in this case they say 71. In this case they say 68. I don't know if either of those is true, but it is what it is. That's the internet for you. And then they have some description about basically how the program works. And when I say program, I mean subscriptions. So they just sell on subscription. And you might be thinking, does this not limit how many people they can convert? Yes, it's easier to sell one-time purchases than subscription. The cost to acquire a customer tends to be lower. At the same time, look at their offer. Like they're giving you all of this extra value. So the pain of subscription is basically offset by the value that they stack to this offer. And then let's take a look at what they have in the pictures. So let's might be obvious to some of you, but the pictures are not meant to just show the product. They're also meant to convey value. And what they do brilliantly here is that they call out all of the benefits, and then they call out the social proof. And they should update this with a new review number, I guess, but that's fine. And they have the flavors as far as I can tell, yes. And then they have more social proof. So it's basically, here they have the clinician's choice. They have the bundle all together so that you see what you get. It's like a big deal. It's not, you're getting all of this for just $25. Like it makes it seem more valuable. So the lesson for you here is that we don't take random pictures and put them on our Shopify store. No, we take pictures that convey value, convey meaning. And the meaning should be basically, this is great, this is safe, other people use it, other people recommend it, here's why you may like it also, and then that's it. You want to repeat this across many pictures in as many different ways as possible. Ideally, the product also should be shown in use so that like people understand like very clearly what it is. You drink it, it's like an actual coffee. In cases more complicated products, that is even more important, and you may need to have multiple pictures showing the product in use. And then they have those FAQs, why everyday dose. They don't call it an FAQ, but like people will be thinking about this, right? Like imagine that you're a new customer. You see this, why would I drink this and not drink my regular coffee? So why everyday dose? Because the normal coffee might give you a short energy boost, but then you crash. And this basically has all of the things you like about coffee without the side effects, plus new bonuses. And then it tells you this is what it includes and this is the benefit. And then there's like certificate of analysis. Okay, this is always nice to see. Most companies don't have that, but they should. Prepared in 30 seconds. So it's not just that the benefits are there, it's not just that it's legit, but it's also like easy, right? Like you don't need to do like complicated rituals to enjoy this. This we're gonna talk about later on, but they essentially tell you, hey, like look, 25 and you're getting all of this. It's worth more than $100. Crazy. And then there's another call to action. Then they have more credibility, like social proof. It's been featured here and there. And then they have, that's very common in this industry, which is not correct. They say that the ingredients in the product have backing behind them, which is not the same as the product having backing behind it. But consumers trust it, so brands do it. And then they call out the main ingredients, right? And some charming statistics. We've sent a lot of orders. People like the taste. People feel positive impact. And then people would recommend. And this is not optimal because it doesn't really define what is a positive impact, what does love the taste mean, who said it. Like to be credible, you always want to be specific, right? So this could say based on a survey of, I don't know, like 20,000 customers in 2025 or whatever, like just so that it feels a little bit more real. Notice, by the way, how the call to actions say try those today. Try it today. It's like very soft. It's not like buy now, it's try it out. And I think it's fairly likely that they've tested this and it leads to more clicks than something like hard sales. And then they have those extra benefits here, more benefits, taste, feeling, read the label. Again, this is a good thing. You should be having this. People should be able to have this question answered. What does it actually include? At what dose? So this is good for them. There's some reviews here. I always find it a little bit tricky how brands have like the real reviews, but then the cherry-picked reviews also, so that your eyes fall first on the cherry-picked reviews. Us versus them. I promise you, you'll find it difficult to find the landing page of a top-performing Shopify company that doesn't have this widget. Us versus them. It's a very important part of the page. It clearly and visually almost communicates the differentiation that the product has. I don't like that they say they are better at anything and everything. Usually you are not better at everything. Usually there's other mushroom coffees that are not BS, but it goes well with their branding and tone of voice that's a little bit more playful, a little bit more in your face. So I give them a pass. Get your dose. And then we have the buy box again, this winning widget. The pictures are the same as before. It converts. They've added it here as well. Behind the blend, there's video. By the way, notice how long the page is, right? Notice how long the page is. This is way longer than the standard product page that you would see in a brand. There's videos behind the blend. There's testimonials. There's like a lot of things here. Actual FAQ. Again, we like trip balls. This is the brand being on brand, maybe not appropriate for yours. Do you have samples? Why do you use only 2 mushrooms? Will it break my fast? What does it taste like? Are we different? How much caffeine? Is it vegan? La 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 la. And then we have the clinician evaluations in more detail. And then lastly, the actual reviews. Should they have a call to action at the very bottom? Probably yes, because people will scroll down below. But this is an excellent page, like from a conversion standpoint. Like you can see why people buy, right? Like it's very obvious. Now, what you may not be seeing as clearly is why people stick with the company. And of course, there's the product factor, right? Probably the product is good. People like how it makes them feel, people like the taste, people like the packaging, what have you. But what they do, which a lot of you should do but don't do, is this. Claim your free starter kit and then more free gifts throughout the year. So what they do, you buy the starter kit, you get all of those freebies, right? Like, and it's incredible. And then month 2, boom, you get more freebies. Month 3, boom, you get more freebies. Month 4, boom, you get more freebies. Month 5, boom, you get more freebies. And then it keeps going and it keeps going and it keeps going, and it basically conditions you to feel that this is a no-brainer, and that still you feel like you're literally robbing the brand because it's so much value and you're paying so little. And in my perspective, this is one extreme example because they are giving you a gift every single month, right? It's extreme. And in many cases, you won't have the economics to be able to support this. It might be difficult to justify internally. So what you should do is add a gift. We call this surprise and delight. When churn is at its highest, for most of you, this will be month 0, meaning in the first order, and then at the first renewal. So that's when you should be having some sort of add-on so that people don't cancel. And another mistake that brands often do, which Everyday Dose doesn't, is that they do have this, but then they don't communicate it, right? So people will get the gift, but they don't really know that they're gonna get anything until they get it. So it kind of loses the purpose. Of course, it will still create a positive impact on people, don't get me wrong, but the whole value of this, if you really think about it, is that they will keep going. So the earlier they know, the less likely they are to cancel, right? So you don't want to be secretive about those things. And you should think in terms of physical gifts, like those guys do, and also digital gifts, digital IP. It might be like a Spotify playlist. I was talking to one of our clients recently that is selling wine, and they have a Spotify playlist to enjoy their wine. And it would be such a great thing to offer to people with the transactional email that says your order is delivered. Enjoy your wine listening to this. So you can create incredible experiences, whether it's physical or digital add-ons. It's a great way to enhance the value of the product and, in a way, engineer retention from the very first acquisition standpoint. Now, let's take a look at what they do when it comes to email. And I want to make a disclaimer here. We're going to focus on campaigns because I think campaigns is where they have the most weaknesses. The flow setup that they have, their subscribers, is actually quite strong. And if you really think about it, there's only like 2 scenarios. You are either a prospect, meaning you haven't yet subscribed to Everyday Dose, or you are an active subscriber. And the way we do their setup is that campaigns go to prospects, or at least most campaigns go to prospects. And then for active subscribers and how they retain them, they use flows. Now, if you really like this, I will buy their products and I will reverse engineer their flows as well for you. But make sure you leave a comment to let me know if that's the case. Today, I'm going to just focus on campaigns. So this is one of their campaigns. And essentially, they have clear benefit from the no jitters, no crash, steady energy, smooth focus, and zero anxiety. And then they have what I consider to be a pretty weak call to action: energize your day. Okay, I'm gonna fall asleep. How is this possible? Blah, blah, blah. Kind of, frankly, like a boring email, I'd say. I've seen this or a similar structure before. To me, this is a somewhat lazy way. You have to, again, these people have signed up. They've seen your welcome flows. They've seen this incredible offer, and they haven't purchased, right? Like, are they going to purchase because you're telling them that it has lion's mane for clarity, focus, and cognitive stamina? No, they're going to fall asleep with this. So let's take a look at more emails. This is an interesting email. A lot of you should be doing more emails like this because it's a hybrid between a content email and then an email that promotes product. They do this in a subtle way. They give you info that helps you, I guess, achieve one of the goals that you would have if you were part of this audience, that you want to sleep better. Basically, let's take a step back. Why would people be interested in everyday dose? Because they like coffee, but they don't like the outcome of drinking coffee. The most major of which is that you can't sleep that well. You're jittery, can't fall asleep, you wake up easily, etc. So they focus on giving you info to sleep better. But then they are telling you that actually one of the reasons why you can't sleep so well is that coffee stays in your system for a long time and it affects your sleep. It disrupts your sleep. Whereas Coffee Plus, their coffee, does not, because it has low dosage and L-theanine. It basically allows you to wind down naturally. So it kind of is a natural step from the info they give you to promoting the product. It's not like in your face. And what I notice in the industry is that brands are usually on the extreme end. Like they will either basically harass you with aggressive offers constantly, or gonna give you info that's kind of perhaps somewhat interesting, but then it's not connected to them making more money, which is a waste of time, frankly. So this is a good example of how you can basically merge both. Now, let's take a look at this. I said the previous email was a little boring. This is not that boring because it has at least some sort of incentive, right? Like, let's again take a look at this. This is an email that you are seeing as a prospect. If you've seen like the slam dunk incredible offer that they have, which is like incredible, you haven't purchased, then they're telling you this. You are never gonna buy. So this at least has some sort of nudge through the offer. It's slightly less boring. I would say also the info is laid out more clearly. It's much more scannable, frankly. The reviews, similar to the previous one, a little bit boring. Same with the ingredients. I genuinely do not think that people care about the ingredients as much as brands think. I genuinely do not believe so. And let's maybe take a look at this. This I like way better. It has, it's like very clear, very short, has an incentive. Again, much more likely that somebody that did not respond to the incredible entry offer would respond to this. And keep in mind that the offer that we saw is for Black Friday, so of course it has a higher discount. This does have a higher incentive than the regular landing page. Let's take a look at this. This is interesting because they focus on the value adds. Month 1 you get this, month 2 you get this, 3 this, 4 this, 5 this, and more throughout the year. Good reminder of the slam dunk type of offer that they're making. The ultimate pre-workout smoothie on the boring side. A dose for dad. I'm curious if this is the product of some sort of research or somebody just like shot from the hip. I would not be surprised if within this audience, which I assume skews on the younger side, there are people that want the best for their dads. So this, I could see how it would work, but I would be curious to see how they came up with this idea. By brain fog, what's inside, why it works. Okay, sure, more reviews. I said so on the landing page level, it applies to the email level. You want to have us versus them. It always works. Then you have the free starter kit. This is one of the better emails, right? Like you can see why this would convert. Strong call to action, clear differentiation, and then like they are telling you that you get like all of this basically for 27, whereas the actual cost would be incredible. Plus you get the free gifts which they list down below, plus there's testimonials, so it has to be legit. Yeah, this is likely to convert. But what you also see here, and I want to call this out, is that the emails are kind of blending with each other, do they not? Like it's always similar, basically, one with the other. And the reason why this happens is because they're all trying to convert prospects to customers. We don't really see the emails that they send to their active subscribers in order to retain them. We can guess what those would look like based on the free gifts that they offer. So we would likely see the billing reminders, tell people that, hey, you're going to get this amazing thing to kind of prevent people from canceling. We can imagine that they have like a strong onboarding flow that tells people this is why you should feel great about the purchase you made, allaying any concerns that they may have, probably educating them on the value of mushroom coffee, and then making sure that they get into the habit of drinking the coffee. We can imagine this, but if you want to see, if you want me to break it down for you, then I do recommend you leave a comment below and I will prioritize purchasing everyday dose and reverse engineering what they actually do after the purchase for their active subscribers.